Katerina, stop stomping around. You'll anger the Topacas.
More like you're worried I'll wake the Bubaki, who's not a baby, by the way. She's 4. That is most definitely not a baby. Ask anyone.
While you're in the kitchen looking for snacks you shouldn't be having before bed, don't forget to put the honey cake and the milk out on the altar.
Katerina, do this. Katerina, do that. Katerina, why is the kitchen a mess? Katerina, go clean the Bubaki's room. Ugh, I used to be the Bubaki. But ever since Eleni was born, it's like all I'm good for is going to the grocery store, or babysitting, or cleaning. Ugh. May as well call me Cinderella and make me sleep by the fireplace.
Excuse me. Sorry, is this goat's milk?
There's a snake in the house, and it's between me and the door. What if it's poisonous? What if it attacks me? What if I die and no one finds me for weeks and the cats eat my face off? Well, I don't think they like face meat. Maybe they do. I'm not a cat. How am I supposed to know?
What, that's the first place your mind went?
I have a lot of unsupervised time on YouTube.
Huh?
Wait, is that snake talking to me?
No, I'm talking to myself. Of course I'm talking to you.
Oh, I must have already been bitten and the poison is making me, hallucinate.
Oh, okay, all right, okay, hang on. I think we've gotten off on the wrong scale here. Let's start over. Hello, Katerina. My name is Topacas. You might know me from feeding me every day while I listen to you complain about your baby sister.
Oh, she's not a baby.
And from keeping this house safe for you and your family. You also might know me as a house genie who's lived here since before your sister was born, before you were born, before your mother was born. I mean, really before anyone you've ever known was born. Oh, fun fact, I'm also not actually a snake, just what I look like when I'm around people. Hi.
The Topacas is real?
Yeah, of course I'm real. What do you think's been eating all the cake and milk?
I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? Birds? Oh, I know! Mice!
Mice! This house doesn't have any mice. I make sure of that. What kind of lazy house genie do you think I am?
I'm sorry. I've never seen a house genie before. I always thought it was some weird thing that grown-ups made up to make their kids behave. Like salmon and onion muffins.
What, bet you've seen a mouse before?
No.
Do you believe they're real?
Well, I've seen pictures of mice.
What, there's a picture of me right over there. Come on, you drew it of me when you were 4. Hey, that's the same age your sister is right now.
I don't want to talk about my dumb sister. That doesn't really look like you, though, does it?
Yeah, you weren't the best artist at 4.
Hey.
But if you squint, it kind of looks like a frog. Some house genies look like frogs. Or, lizards. Or any reptile, really. Now, listen, if we're done with the screaming about the cats and the face eating, can we get back to the subject of this milk?
Oh, well, it's skim milk from a cow.
Skim milk from a cow? Are you trying to kill me? You know this house will fall down if I die, right?
What's wrong with cow's milk? I drink it all the time. Hey, wait, do snakes even drink milk?
No. Stop trying to bring reality into this. I'm a talking snake who isn't actually a snake, and I like goat's milk. In a pinch, sheep will do, but Genie of the land prefer goat's milk.
Well, we're out of goat's milk.
You know, you used to try harder to make me happy. When you were little, we were like best friends. Now it's like you don't even care if I get the good milk. Or the good cake.
Hey, what's wrong with the cake? I picked it out at the store myself.
The store! Katerina! Ooh, the store! People used to respect their house genies. Nothing but the finest homemade cake dripping in honey. It's like you don't even want this house to live anymore.
Don't you mean it's like I don't want to live in this house anymore?
No! You don't want this house to live anymore. Genies are the spirits of the structures that they inhabit. Everything has a genie. Houses, churches, bridges, rivers. Ooh, that garbage can over there.
Ew.
I am the spirit of this house. If I die, the house dies, and you are killing me with this dry, store-bought cake and cow's milk.
Oh, I'm sorry, but my mom is really busy with the 2 kids and a house to clean and a family to cook for. And before you ask, I'm not allowed to use the oven unsupervised.
Well, but here, what about this? What if you were to just spend more time with Eleni, and then, you could teach her things like how to throw a ball or how to draw pictures of beautiful house genies, and then your mom would have time to make the good cake. Or maybe with pistachios. No, toasted almonds. Oh, as well as milk the goats. You'd have a buddy to play with. I would get some delicious treats. And then your mom could finally get some me time, which she desperately needs. She's got a lot of unwatched shows on her My List folder.
Me hang out with Eleni? You've got to be joking.
Yeah, why not? She's your sister.
Exactly. I would rather hang out with the goats. At least he doesn't eat all my books and toys. Well, he definitely would eat them if I let him. But also, he's a goat, so you gotta cut him some slack.
Okay, listen. I totally get it, all right? Siblings can be annoying, but books and toys are just things. Things aren't that important. You can get more things. I think you'd really miss Eleni if she were gone.
Not likely.
Here. Have some of these, since the good snacks are all gone, and I'm going to tell you a story.
Oh, I love story time. No one ever tells me stories anymore.
All right, let's see what we're working with in here. Perfect. You ready? All right. Once, there were 3 sisters who set off together on an adventure to find their fates. The 3 sisters traveled together in harmony across mountains and through fields. But as the days wore on, and their fate seemed no clearer, nor their paths any easier, the 3 sisters began to resent one another. Ooh, if only I didn't have to look out for the other 2, said the oldest. Why then, I could travel much faster and lighter, and surely I would have found my fate by now. For their part, the younger 2 sisters thought that the oldest was leading them in a direction entirely opposite to where they ought to be going, and if only the others would listen to her, well then they'd be exactly where they ought to be by now. The discord amongst them grew and grew until one day, on the outskirts of a small village, the eldest sister said, "This is where I part from we sisters 3. My fate lies here, between the orchard and the sea." The other 2 sisters did not protest. Finally, they thought, we shall become who we are meant to be. The younger 2 sisters traveled together across lively towns and ancient ruins until one day they came upon a river with a bridge being built across it. Now, coming to the bridge, the 2 sisters could not decide whether they should cross the bridge or go around it, and being unable to agree, they decided to part ways. The second sister took it upon herself to rest in the shade of the partial bridge, while the third sister set off to find the water's beginning or end. Now, the second sister slept so deeply that she did not notice the return of the builders. I know. And because she had no sister to warn her of their approach, she did not wake up. "Oh, look," said the builders, "a gift from the gods. Oh, we must trap her shadow within the stone of the bridge, so that, before she wakes, the bridge, when complete, its guardian takes." Oh. The 2 builders worked swiftly and silently, completing the work on the bridge. And when the second sister woke, She was a sister no more, but a dragon, whose fate it seemed was to live forever underneath the stone bridge, providing safe passage to anyone who wished to cross. She lived there for century after century after century, until one day a knight was passing by, and taking it upon himself to solve a problem no one ever said they had, he slew the dragon. Suddenly, the earth shook, and the stones from the bridge began to crumble, and the bridge, which had brought prosperity to all the neighboring towns and villages, fell into the water, disappearing forever.
Whoa, I always thought dragons were bad.
No, dragons are genies that are connected to water and the structures that reside over them. They provide safe passage to anybody looking to cross.
But we still have bridges and water, and I've never seen a dragon.
Yeah, well, they got pretty good at hiding after that whole dragon slaying phase humans went through.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
May I continue the story?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. So, the third sister, now traveling on her own, was sure that she could find her fate in no time. But year followed year, and no path presented itself. She found that she grew lonely and missed the company of others. But then, one day, she was walking along and she spied a group of people outside a church. A church. Perfect. And, excited at the company of others, she decided to go and see what ceremony was going on. Oh, excuse me, she asked the priest. What saint is it that you celebrate today? The priest, cocking his head to the wind and listening, said, Genii. But that's my name, said the sister. Why is it my name day already? Well, enter and see, said the priest. And so the third sister, sure that she was stepping into her fate at last, walked into the church. The large doors closed behind her, and the final cornerstone of the church was laid, and the church's genie enthroned as the ceremony was complete. For many years following, any time a parishioner was about to die, it was said that a white cow would appear and was heard to bellow 3 times at midnight. Moo, moo, moo. But one time, during a horrible war, the church was destroyed, and the white cow was seen no more.
That's not a very happy story, or a very good fate.
Well, but to be genies wasn't their fate. You see, the 3 sisters had already found their fate long before they set off on their journey. They were sisters, whose job it was to look after and protect one another. But they turned their back on each other and on their fate as sisters.
Okay, I get it. Moral of the story, I should watch my sister, or we both maybe turn into genies.
You don't have to take everything literally for it to still have meaning.
Oh, wait, what about vampires? When I was little, my mom said if I misbehaved, the Phylacus would sneak in and kidnap me.
Oh, don't be silly. There's no such thing as vampires.
Aw, too bad. Because Eleni misbehaves all the time. I mean, look what she did to my book.
Huh. You know, she's a pretty good artist, isn't she?
Yeah, much better than me. Hey, she's got a whole story going on in here. Look, there's 2 sisters, and they're playing at the park. But then they get separated when the little sister gets distracted by the swings. And she's crying because she's sad and she's alone. But then the big sister comes. Oh my goodness, that's the biggest ice cream cone I've ever seen. And this is a whole page of chickens. I don't think that's part of the story. I think she just likes chickens.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Hey, I think this is you.
Hey, you know what? That does kind of look like me. Well, you know, if I was wearing a tutu and holding an ice cream cone with my tail.
Have you ever met my sister?
No, she hasn't been taught to bring me cake or milk yet.
Well, maybe I could bring her down here tomorrow. She might be scared of you at first, but I think she'll like you. You're really good at telling stories. Wait! What happened to the first sister? You just said that she left them.
Oh, the first sister. Well, she's still around. After leaving her younger two sisters, the first sister crossed the nearby orchard. But as she was walking through, the skies opened up and a terrible storm descended upon her. It rained so hard that she could barely see, and the wind blew so strongly that she could hardly stand. She didn't know what to do, but then, off in the distance, she spied a structure. At first, she thought that maybe it was something for sheep, but as she got closer and closer, she realized that it was an unfinished home. Only the foundation had been laid with no floor upon it, but the walls had been built and the roof placed, making it an ideal place to wait out the storm. So, she walked inside, and when she got in, she realized that in one corner there was a pile of wood and some loaves of bread that had been left by the masons. So, she made herself a fire, and she ate and she slept, sure that when she awoke in the morning, she would find her fate.
And did she? What was her fate?
Well, the next morning when she woke up, the world was dark and she felt different. She had no arms with which to carry her pack, and she had no legs to take her from the home. And so, she did the only thing that she could do. She coiled her long body around and around, and she waited until she was needed. She still lives there to this day in the foundations of a cozy Greek country home, the only sister of the three still remaining. Sometimes she drinks subpar cow's milk and eats cake from the store while helping new sisters not make the same mistakes that she and her sisters made.
You're the first sister?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa! Hey, I'm sorry about making jokes earlier about the moral of the story and turning into genies. I could have paid more attention to what you were saying.
That sounds to me like someone needs a hero with an ice cream cone.
Oh, I never thought to check the freezer. Ice cream is the perfect bedtime snack. Great idea, Topacas.
It wasn't my idea. It was Eleni's.
She has always been on the cutting edge of snacks. Hey, since Eleni likes to draw and is pretty good at it, maybe we can't make a better portrait of our Topacas for the wall.
Ooh, you know what goes great with drawing?
What?
Homemade honey cake.
Okay. How about I ask my mom to make cakes tomorrow while I watch Eleni, and I'll be sure to tell her to make enough to serve 3. Hey, what do you know? Made with goat's milk.
No.